Good morning, anybody there? Hello, hello. You always go live and then you get notifications, don't you, on your screen. So I'm just checking that you can actually hear me. If not, we shall be. Where are we? Let's go on to. So I'm doing this on my normal general live Facebook page, and I'm also on live at the minute. So let's just have a see. Facebook page, and I'm also on live at the minute. So right, you can hear me. So that's all I need to know, because oftentimes I do these things and you can't hear me. Well, why am I on? Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you. We're a little bit delayed in opening the studio, and also wishing all our customers and lovely, lovely clients a Happy New Year, because me and Mr. Hopkinson have been ill. In true couples fashion, we started this within half an hour of each other on New Year's Eve. Luckily, we don't go out. We're very hermit-like, and we sit in our pyjamas, drinking and eating and all sorts. So we didn't go out, which was okay. So we didn't let anybody down, and we didn't spread our germs. So on Wednesday, I was really poorly and I couldn't teach. But it's just amazing how a good night's sleep can get you back to being fantastic. So that's what I felt on yesterday when I went back teaching. So we're Friday morning, just got a little bit of a lull before the next client, and I wanted to let you know of something that's happening. Now, you know, in the studio, we have this unique concept called SASSY, which stands for Studio Apparatus Strength, Stretch and You, SASSY. I wanted to call it Apparatus and Stretch and Strength, but I didn't think ASS was a good name for a class, but because you never know who or what you might get. So Anita, bless her, I should be paying her royalties for this, came up with SASSY, and it stuck. So what we're going to introduce is something called SASSY Get Set. So if you can just quickly see, I'm just in the midst of setting it up for some other clients. I've got equipment that way as well, so you can't see. But I'm teaching again, so I'm just midway of setting it up. But what we offer is this unique class that's called SASSY, and it's based on what Joseph Pilates did in the studio in New York back in the day. If you don't know, I've been to the New York studio 4 years ago, and it was phenomenal. I was literally touching bits of skirting board. Do you think he's touched here? I was a bit obsessive, but it was fantastic, and I've got Michael King to thank for that. Anyway, so we decided that when we opened here, well, not here, in our previous studio, that we would try and do things as much as we can to the spirit of Pilates. Now, there's a whole lot of changes that have happened, but we wanted to remain as true as we can to what he taught. So from what I can gather, and I'm quite happy to be corrected, what I gather is that when people went to the studio, first of all, there were him and his partner / wife Clara, who did the teaching, and they had other teachers as well, which now in the Pilates world are called elders, Pilates elders. It's a whole another story, we might talk about that one day. And you went, say I went, and you had about 5 or 6 lessons with Mr. Pilates, Clara, or one of the other teachers. And then you're not left to your own devices, really. And when I heard this, I thought, Joe, this sounds like an induction into a gym, a lot more in depth, a lot more sessions than an induction, but it seemed that that's what it was. So we decided to run the SASSY class. Now, at the time, we didn't really have the space or the time to do these introductory sessions. We concentrate mainly on the one-to-ones with people with different conditions. But it did get me thinking, and something one of my other clients said, Emma, about really going into what SASSY is, and maybe doing some one-to-ones to look at posture, do some assessments, and get to grips with SASSY and why it is so unique, because nobody else does it. If they do it, then it's a variation on what he did at the studio, but we're the only ones doing SASSY. I keep saying I should franchise it, shouldn't I? Anyway, I want to read out what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks if you want to join us for SASSY Get Set. It's really aimed at anyone who's not done the apparatus before or not done much reformer. So we use all the equipment. Behind me with the fluffy cuffs, they're not some sort of strange sexual toy, okay? I don't even like go into any inference there, they're not. but they're used for upside down moves and things like that. Then we've got the reformers, we've got the ladder and everything. So we're going to have this SASSY Get Set, and it's going to comprise of 3 one-to-ones with me, and then you have 5 group SASSY sessions as you would do normally. So rather than just signing up sort of blind and not knowing what to expect, dive in. Now it's for 8 sessions, which technically, technically could be for 2 months, and find out why SASSY is so special, why it's our busiest class on the timetable, why we run 7 of them, and why it's just phenomenal. So that's what I'd like to tell you about today. So week 1 on our SASSY Get Set is where we do the orientation. So I'll say, that's the Cadillac, and that's the reformer, that's the roll down bar, that's the gondola. So we do the orientation, and obviously we play on all of this. Within all of this, think, yes, we're going to have a play on the equipment. Because it's SASSY and it's sort of a bit, I don't know, different, I suppose, we're going to give you what we're calling your vital statistics. What are those, Mrs. Hopkinson? Well, depending on how tall you are, how short you are, your leg and arm length, there's different positions for you on the equipment. So me being 5'4", but with having longer legs and a shorter body, I might have different settings than somebody who's 5'4", longer body and shorter legs. So these are going to be your individual numbers. So when you come to the reform, it's like, well, I'm a bit shorter than such a body, I'm a bit taller, then you can move them appropriately. So they're your vital statistics, and they're going to be individual to you. Okay, it's your individual measurements. So we're going to look at health and safety as well. On here, there's all sorts that could go wrong, as there is everywhere, but you're under a keen and watchful eye, so never panic. And we're going to look at the spring settings and how you attach things, again, just for safety, like you would in a gym. Then another unique, I love unique because it sets us out, and this is why we've been going since 2001. So our next unique thing is that we've got ABC. So the B is what I call the base move, which in my little blonde head thinks everyone can be able to do. On balance, yeah, you should be able to do this. So we're going to get some people who can't do that, and we're going to get some people who want to do more. Perfect, we can accommodate you. So the A in the ABC is adapt. So with the springs, with the equipment, it's so easy to adapt. I can have an 84-year-old lady in and a 18-year-old marathon runner in, and they can all do the same class. We just do the adapt. We have the base move, and then for the fitter, we have a challenge move. So everyone's accommodated. No one's told just to follow this person or do what that person says. You'll have the move that's associated with you and will form part of your vital statistics as well. Then we're going to sample a SASSY class. So we'll just have a normal lesson plan. We'll do the warm-up, we'll do round 1, which is usually the base move, adapt and challenge as necessary. Then as a group, we come together and do a group exercise, and then we're on round 2, where again, we can either do base move, adapt move, or oftentimes challenge if people want it. So that's going to be your first session, which is 45 minutes. It seems a lot, and you'll go away and your head has got like stars and it's buzzing, but it will be fine, I promise. I'm going to have to hurry up, I've got nearly a client. Okay, so week 2, we're going to look at your posture, and then we're going to do some assessment moves as well to see if you're tight in particular areas, or if there's something that we need to modify a little bit more. And again, that's all part of the ABCs. So again, in my head, generally speaking, you're going to be on this on the chair, or your setup will be this on the ladder barrel. So it's very much individual to you. Week 3, we are going through the one-to-one SASSY session, and I'm going to throw at you about 5 moves each piece of equipment, and again your head will just explode. But think of this as muscle memory, as sort of money in your memory bank for when you come to a SASSY class, because if you can crack all those moves, you're laughing, because that will be SASSY. I think that's about it really. I could go on, but after that you can go to any of the 7 SASSY classes that we have running Monday to Thursday. Friday we don't run any, it's mainly my one-to-ones, private clients on Friday. But that's what I wanted to explain about SASSY Get Set. How does that sound? Now you're asking for a price, aren't you? But it's going to be on my website. Let's leave it as a teaser on the website. We're not going to be there yet until Monday, but I'll be doing another live. But I wanted to let you know about SASSY Get Set, that it's all going to be based around you, and the important thing to remember are your vital statistics and your ABCs, because that's what makes it to you. It's a group class, but it's personal to you. It's more on the lines of small group personal training. Okay, so think of it as that. I'm going to pop off now because I've got a client, my alarm's just gone, and if you've got an Apple Watch, just have to say this because it's just making me laugh so much. Do you know that we've got Snoopy now as a face there? Look at that, Mr. Snoopy there. Woodstock as well. I am such a child. I had a Snoopy watch when I was little, but I lost it, and this has been a lifesaver. Thank you for watching. Remember, SASSY, Get Set, vital statistics in ABC, and you're laughing, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.